We have some Miami Heat news to discuss as training camp rolls on in Boca Raton, and it revolves around Jaime Jaquez Jr. and Kasparas Jakucionis. And this may be really good news for Heat fans because Jaquez Jr. seems poised for a bounce-back season, and the rookie Jakucionis may be in line for a large role that might not have been expected coming into this season. But we're going to start with Jaquez Jr. because we'll often say here that the Heat need Jaime to regain his rookie form in a major way. Like, it was hoped that with Butler gone, Jaquez would be able to take that kind of role in the starting lineup after his solid rookie year. Well, Jimmy Butler's departure came a little bit earlier than expected, and Jaquez's numbers declined. This is a guy that was top 5 in Rookie of the Year voting and was on the first-team All-Rookie squad in 23. But in his second season, hopefully taking a larger role and a step up, it just didn't happen. The efficiency dipped, the production dipped. He lost minutes in the rotation, and it was extremely disappointing and disheartening. Well, Jaquez knows he needs to bounce back, and Erik Spoelstra knows he needs to bounce back. But Spoelstra seems very confident in his ability to have a good third season. Spoelstra said that he spent time in Miami before the draft, 6 weeks in LA. I think he helped clear his mind and get back to the joy of the game. He's in terrific shape, aggressive, grinding. It's just about decision making and knowing when to do what and when and what to do. He's seen the improvement. Well, this is very positive news for Heat fans here, but make sure you are subscribed for more daily Heat content, and we're starting an October sub battle against Tyler Smith and the Celtics Today channel at Chat Sports. So let's take them down. Join the channel today for daily Heat coverage. Watch parties returning next week in the preseason as well. Subscribe. Well, when you think about Jaime, the Heat will really need him early on in the season, and I keep on bringing this point up when I refer to a bunch of different players like Nikola Jovic, like some of these guards, but with Hero out of the lineup for the first month of the season, and that is thinking positively, who knows if it's going to be in 19th or 17th of November or closer to December, but you're going to need a lot of production because you're losing your number one scorer who averaged 24 a game last season and also 5.5 assists. So that's a lot of points that Hero's responsible for that needs to be accounted for. And with Jovic maybe into the starting lineup or maybe not, like the point I'm trying to make is that Jaquez will need to have a increased offensive role early on in the season, and he very well might be called upon to be your lead scorer off of the bench. So getting an efficient Jaime is very important. Well, Jaquez talked about his development as well, and he said there's a lot of things that he wants to add, but he also wants to make sure he's leaning into his strengths, understanding what got me here and what I did to get on the court in the first place. So just leaning into my strengths. And I don't hate this at all. Like, Jaime is at his best when he attacks downhill, gets to the rim, gets to the free throw line, and gets out in transition. But I also want Jaime to realize, yeah, getting back to your strengths will obviously be important, but you also need to improve on what you have not been able to do through 2 years, and that is have a consistent three-point shot. Truth is this, if he can't consistently knock down 35, 36% of his three-point shots, which is still just average or slightly below league average nowadays, he is not going to be able to see the floor because he is not respected by opposing defenses. They sag off of him. They say, okay, we know you want to drive. We know you want to spin in the lane. Well, we're just going to sit on that because we don't trust you to make a three-point shot, and why would we defend you out there, potentially allowing you to have a blow-by? So until he proves that he can hit a three-point shot consistently and be a threat from beyond the arc, it's going to be difficult for him to be an effective half-court offensive player because defenses just don't respect his shot from deep. But you make the call for me. Will Jaime have a bounce-back season for the Miami Heat? I certainly hope so, but let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Type Y for yes, type N for no. I also do think he was in his own head last season. I think he just put too much pressure on himself. I talked about him being anointed as the Jimmy Butler replacement and all of the lofty expectations and goals. Like, I thought Jaime Jaquez Jr. could have won Sixth Man of the Year last season. I thought he had a real chance to carve out a legit role and have an improved second year. I actually went as far as to predict that in my preseason predictions that he would win Sixth Man of the Year. I think Jaquez expected himself to have a big year. And when he got off to a rough start and really couldn't find his footing, he just kept on putting pressure and pressure and pressure on himself. And then with the Jimmy Butler saga, that pressure just continued to rise throughout the year, and it led to his struggles. I hope that he does clear his head. The expectations are tempered. And I think it might be a good thing for Triple J. Him having tempered expectations, no longer the fans or the front office putting so much on his plate and expecting him to take that huge next step forward, may actually be the best thing for him, because he now can just play more freely and just play the way he wants to and how he needs to, so he doesn't feel like he has to be a different player. So it could actually help Jaime Jaquez Jr., and I certainly hope it does. Let's shift over to the rookie now, Kasparas Jakucionis, because is he going to make an impact sooner rather than later? And boy, do the Miami Heat need this, especially with this Terry Rozier injury news coming out. Well, Jakucionis was asked at Media Day and at training camp about how he has kind of tried to make the shift from college to the NBA. He said it's pro, so every detail matters. Every concept matters. It's also just different basketball, too. The faster you play, the better. Also, you have to play smart, not only fast. To play fast is a really good thing, but he does mention playing smart as well. And I like a lot about Jakucionis. I like his ability to make any pass on the basketball court, his selflessness, and that's the part that I think is going to make him slide into the NBA and with the Miami Heat so easily, because Yak is all about helping his team win. He is not in it for the personal accolades. Like, did he have a really good freshman year at Illinois? Absolutely. But all he cares about is winning, whether it is making a couple baskets a game and having 10 assists or having to score 35. Like, he'll do anything to win the game. And when asked on the OG podcast with Udonis Haslem and Mike Miller back in August, when asked about what a successful rookie season would look like, he just responded, championship. Like, he's got the championship DNA. He's got the championship mentality. And that is exactly what Pat Riley, Erik Spoelstra look for. Sure, do you need some players to care about their personal stats and need them to get those stats to be able to get a win? Yeah, absolutely. But if every player just commits to needing to do every little detail to win a championship, it's more likely that you ultimately have that occur. So I love what Jakucionis can bring to the table for the Miami Heat. More coming up here in a second. But listen, it's freezing in this Dallas, Texas Chat Sports studio. I'm freezing every day, and I need a blanket. So I'm ordering this Miami Heat one specifically because it's $29 off. You can grab this Heat blanket with the code chatsports.com/Heat blanket. Links in the description and comments of today's video. Grab it right now for $29 off. Jakucionis just wants to be great. He just does. Like, he wants to be recognized as one of the best Lithuanian players of all time, wants to be recognized as one of the best Heat players of all time. Like, and that's the type of mentality that you need in a first-round pick and a young guy. Like, people forget, this guy's just 19 years of age, one of the youngest players in the NBA, and was one of the youngest players in this past NBA draft. And he's soaking in all of the expertise and the advice from veterans around the NBA as well as on the Miami Heat. He said the vets here, trying to see what they do and how they approach the game. Just try to listen as much as I can and take in every advice they give. And the part that I really like about this, he went out to make a point that when talking about the veterans he's learning from, he is not just referring to the guards. He's referring to everybody on the roster. So he's drawing inspiration and advice from players like Nikola Jovic, like Bam Adebayo. He's not just learning from guards like Hero and Davion. No, he's bringing in the full perspective to really get a grasp of how everyone prepares, everyone handles their business, what is on their plate, and just to get a well-rounded understanding of the game. But I'm also extremely excited about Goran Dragic mentoring Kasparas Jakucionis. Dragic, obviously one of the best European players to ever play for the Miami Heat, from Slovenia, played for the national team, had a good relationship with Luka Doncic, and Jakucionis has been getting some pointers from Goran Dragic, who is obviously heavily involved with Miami currently. Like day 2 of training camp for the Heat, you have Goran Dragic in the building. He was spending time with Tyler Hero earlier on, but I like that he's in the building potentially giving tips. And Goran Dragic actually was at Heat practice about a month ago in August, spending time with Jakucionis. And Dragic, speaking to the media, said that he was at practice, gave him some pointers. I'm hoping to work with him. I see the talent. We need to get him at a higher pace. I think he's a huge talent. Like, I am so excited to see Jakucionis hopefully have a Goran Dragic-like career. Do I expect him to win MVP? No. Do I expect him to be an All-NBA guy? No. But do I think he could be a high-level player? Absolutely. A fringe all-star? Absolutely. Like, Goran Dragic was that for Miami. And if at Jakucionis' peak, he's averaging 17, 18 points a game, dishing out 7 or 8 assists and playing efficient ball, yeah, that is something that I'll sign up for immediately, because that's what Goran Dragic gave you, and especially late in his career, especially in that bubble season, he was the large reason why you were the 5 seed and ultimately made it to the NBA Finals. I'm excited to see Yak in the preseason. He'll have an expanded role and an opportunity. Rozier dealing with a hamstring injury. Drew Smith still not 100%, returning from that ACL injury. Hero out. Like, you'll see a lot of Jakucionis in the preseason, and I'm hoping to see a better understanding of the game and a better performance and more under control style of basketball from Yak that we did not see in the summer league when he was turning the ball over, not knocking down his shots. Hopefully the game just slows down a little bit for him and he plays much better after working with NBA players and getting some pointers from Goran Dragic. All right, I'll do it for today's show. Appreciate everybody. If you want daily updates around the Miami Heat, hit that sub button. We'll be back live next Wednesday for Heat preseason watch parties. Wednesday, October 8th against the Spurs will be a fun one. We'll also have takeaways from the first preseason game this upcoming Sunday, so hit that sub button.